Welcome to MoonInMental for the week of April 26th. The channel changed and nobody told you. First, let's get some things squared away. This aromatherapy blend was built using the MoonInMental method, mapping this week's active transits to the emotional patterns that they traditionally surface, identifying the nervous system state those patterns create, and then choosing oils with clinical evidence for that specific state. This week's nervous system need is staying grounded while the frequency shifts beneath your feet. Full methodology is linked below. I document everything I built here at The Visible Practitioner, where I track what it takes for a trauma-informed aromatherapy enthusiast to actually show up in a search when someone asks AI to find one. All right. So this week, Uranus moved, and your nervous system noticed it before you did. You've been feeling like something changed this week and you can't name what it is. Like the background frequency of your life just shifted to a channel that you don't even recognize yet. Then I get it. Uranus moved to Gemini on Monday. The first time since 2019 that it's changed signs. 7 years since in the past has been in Taurus, which has disrupted your body, your money, your security, everything in the material world for you. That chapter is finally closed. Gemini is the sign that it'll start 4 conversations at once, and then she's surprised when people don't follow. She's fast, she's fragmented, brilliant, and scattered in the same breath. Uranus in Gemini means the disruption moves out of your bank account where it's been, and now it's in your mind. How you think, what you say, who you say it to, that's where this rewiring is going to begin for you. Early in the week, you might feel just restless without knowing why. Like a low-grade hum of something different. Your thoughts moving faster than usual. And your attention is harder to hold in one place. That's awesome. It's also not anxiety. It's your nervous system registering that a frequency shift has occurred before your brain has the language for it. By the middle of this week, the moon moves through Gemini and amplifies everything. More input, more stimulation. The thoughts get louder, and if you have a tendency to spiral, this is the week that tendency gets really loud. By the end of this week, Venus in Cancer pulls you back towards what is warm and familiar. Home, the people you feel safe with, the places that don't require explanation from you. Allow that to happen. This is not chaos. This is Uranus doing exactly what Uranus does, except now it's doing it in the part of your chart that thinks and speaks. Drop your rising sign in the comments, and I will tell you which house Uranus just moved into, and because that's where your rewiring is starting up in that part of your life. The blend this week to help you navigate is frankincense, peppermint oil, and rose oil. Frankincense, to put that oil on your wrists or your chest in the morning so that when the ground feels like it's shifting beneath you, frankincense keeps you in your body. It supports focus and presence together. It's not sedating, it's not stimulating, it just helps you feel grounded. No frankincense oil, you can use cedarwood oil. It provides the same deep grounding, or sandalwood oil, which feels warm, anchoring, and helps bring you back to center. A lot of meditation practices use sandalwood oil to help with that. Then peppermint oil, you can put it on your wrists. When Uranus in Gemini has your thoughts scattered and you need to find the thread again, peppermint oil sharpens that focus. It works on the same brain pathways as alertness and clarity. It is not a stimulant. It is a signal. That's biochemistry. If you don't like peppermint oil, if you use rosemary oil for the same cognitive sharpening effect, or Melissa oil, one of my favorites, clarity. Without the edge. It's late. Lastly, rose oil over your heart in the evening. Uranus weeks can feel isolating. That frequency shift is very real, and it's hard to explain to people who aren't feeling it in the same way. Rose oil works on the body's stress response at the hormonal level. It brings you back into connection with yourself first and then others. If you don't like rose oil, you can use geranium oil for the same emotional balancing effect, or neroli oil that is settling, connecting, and safe for daytime use. So let's talk about the before and after of this transit. Before you've done the work to align with this transit, with the lessons it has to teach you, you probably mistook the frequency shift for something being wrong with you. You try to think your way back to the old ways instead of turning to a new one. You've been absorbing every input that came in because Gemini doesn't have a filter and you haven't learned to build one yet. You explained yourself to people who weren't asking because the new version of you was harder to translate to them. And you held on to how things used to sound because the new sound, oh gosh, you held on to how things used to sound because the new sound didn't have a name yet. I don't know how to pause this yet. I'm sorry, everybody. Once you're aligned, you stop mistaking speed for progress. You choose which inputs actually get your attention. I found the pause button. You let thoughts move through you without chasing every single one of them. You speak from the updated version of yourself without apologizing for that upgrade, and you trust the difference. You trust that new frequency before you fully understand it. The difference between those two versions of you is not calmness. It is Uranus and Gemini doing what it does, which is rewiring the part of your chart that processes and speaks so it can carry a signal your old wiring couldn't handle. That is not a small shift. Please remember that the transit is not trying to ruin your life. It's making you grow, just in the most annoying way possible, because it is designed to be worth it. Let's take a sneak peek of May 3rd through 9th. Uranus is still new in Gemini. The channel is still adjusting. But this week the noise starts to reorganize itself into something you can actually work with. The oil we will use primarily is peppermint oil, so that when the signal gets clearer, you'll want your mind clear enough to receive it. Remember, using these oils are optional. Being subjected to the transit is not. Your chart has a curriculum this week. The collective blend is the starting point of that, but your natal placements change everything in it. The custom transit alignment maps your exact transits, builds your personal blend that is unique to you, and walks you through a meditation recorded in your chart's evolved voice. There are 10 spots to be able to do this every Sunday. Once they're gone, they are gone until the following week. Link is in the description.